talked to them since Christmas, when we saw following the bout, or actually in the closing stages of the bout and then after, some differences between the two. There was reluctance on the part of Gino to tag in. There were words, a little slapping, and it appeared that it was all patched over before they went to the back, but there's more. Youngblood now will back away, allowing Roberts to complain to referee Rick Hazard. Anyway, we thought that everything was hunky-dory again by the time they got out of there, to put it bluntly. But there was an additional and even more serious altercation in the dressing room area of Reunion Arena following the bout between those two. Some chairs were broken, some blows were dealt, and got a little more heated there than it did in the ring. So we've got some questions to ask of the dynamic duo. Youngblood moves in, and Roberts puts him into bear trap. Television title on the line, which brings up a topic that Kerry Von Erich brought up last week, and that is the desire of Kerry and the Von Erichs and a lot of other folks in acquiring a chance at the TV belt and the opportunity to keep it. The problem, of course, is the fact that you have to be here each and every week to defend it regardless of your personal situation. For example, Iceman King Parsons has owned the belt on 2 different occasions, only to have to give it up, one because of an engagement overseas in Israel, and the other because of a death in the family. That shows you how rigid the rules are. Youngblood taking over, and Rick Hazard gives the count of 2. So our television title not only means money, but television exposure and prestige, and it is desired by everybody. And Youngblood wants to keep it tonight. Roberts wants to get it. The Freebirds are riding high right now after that emotional, wild victory at the Sportatorium. I hope you were with us that night, because if you weren't, you really missed a bout that, well, just one you'll never see again. There'll be other 6-man bouts, but this one really was something. Down goes Roberts for the pin by Youngblood this time, only for the count of 2. Youngblood, the Indian chief, in quest of retaining this belt tonight, is on that left leg, drives the knee into the thigh. Well, Gino Hernandez was very interested in getting some early interview time for the dynamic duo tonight. So we'll be talking to the dynamic duo right away. Youngblood down. Also, we'll be talking to the fabulous Freebirds, Sunshine, Leslie Hyatt, Percy Pringle, Rick Rude. And we really have good fortune for us, since the big main event tonight, Lance Von Erich and the Iceman against Freebirds Hayes and Roberts, is our TV main event coming up shortly. Big tape feature will be the Cosmic Cowboys against the dynamic duo, where you can see for yourself what I mentioned a moment ago regarding the problems between Chris and Gino. Rick Hazard with a count of 2 here. Like I said, we thought everything was patched over by the time they left ringside. That was not the case. Problems got even more serious afterwards, although I think the problems have been corrected now. I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. Down comes Youngblood. Youngblood again. There's the 5-minute call by Joe Ranelli. Have some wrestling Star Wars news. Remember, we're at the Convention Center Monday night, January 27th. Let's see, that ought to be about 2 weeks from Monday. Is that right? That's correct. Thank you, Jim. Jim Lund, soothsayer and seer of the future. Roberts here belting Mark Youngblood. Remember, Championship Sports is coming to you in stereo now here on the Super Ones, KTVT Channel 11. Roberts from the left with his shoulder butt. Roberts limping a bit. Taken down. Nice move by Youngblood. Roberts moaning. Another thing we saw last week was the grappler trying to use that boot. It backfired on him. As Youngblood here really has Roberts in a mess. Monday night we have a special card here at the Coliseum. Look at Roberts pulling on the mat trying to get to the rope. One finger hooked around the rope and the hold is broken. Now Monday night there are several reasons for you to be with us. Not only do we have a good card, but it'll also be your last chance to get the Wrestling Star Wars tickets if you want to get these choice seats that we have for our in-person customers. There also will be no wrestling here the following Monday. That's the 20th. Since the Big Southwestern Exposition and Fat Sox Show will be in town, we celebrate that annual event by going to the Convention Center then a couple of weeks later. That'll be the 27th. Youngblood here has Roberts in big trouble on the seat of his pants in the corner. And Youngblood pulls him out and down. Youngblood in the blue. A knee on Roberts again. And Buddy's down flat on his back, and that calls for the count. Another thing we saw at the Sportatorium the other night was a re-emphasizing by Missy Hyatt of her desire to be only associated with a winner. Tatum ran into a few problems during the bout, and she flat deserted him. Then grabbed a hold of him and shoved him up onto the stairway and back in the ring. She insists on having a winner with her at all times. I'm looking forward to that chain match, which we talked about, this time between Brody and the gang inside the steel cage. Man can win only by unchaining himself and walking out with the other man not being able to stop him. Over and down goes Youngblood here. And Roberts climbs the rope. Comes down on one knee as Youngblood got up. Fans making Indian powwow noises in the ringside section, trying to get Mark Youngblood cranked up. Youngblood driving the knees into the thighs, now picks him up by the legs, bends him in Boston Crab fashion. Haven't seen a Boston Crab in a while. Now Youngblood completely steps across and bends the body backwards. Also, on that Wrestling Star Wars on the 27th,
10 minutes, 5 minutes remaining.
the World Six-Man Tag Team title rematch has been ordered. Last week, Gary Holder made a very important point. Look at Roberts pulling on the mat back there again. And that was that when a title winner loses his belt, he's entitled to an automatic rematch. And that is the case for the Von Erichs, going for the lost World Six-Man title on this big Wrestling Star Wars card, Monday night, January 27th. Roberts from behind, limping over where Youngblood stands against the ropes. This time, Lance will be involved with Kevin and Kerry. Youngblood thrown on the backside. Now down, wants to take Roberts with him. Does so. 1, 2, and the leg scissors pop across the head. Kerry, Kevin, and Lance versus Hayes, Gordy, and Roberts. The Freebirds are now six-man champions. And look at Youngblood fighting.
3 minutes remaining, only 3 minutes.
Only 3 minutes remaining in our time limit for the television title. Leading things off tonight. Dynamic Duo will be out next. Youngblood. Chop. And Roberts is pinned in the ropes. Roberts is free, but Youngblood is still letting him have it. Freebird Buddy Roberts down with a drop kick. It is Roberts who pinned Kerry Von Erich for the 1-2-3 of the Sportatorium just the other night. Youngblood thrown, ducks under Roberts, comes back, drives Roberts into the rope, and both men go down. And Roberts comes clear, is on top for 3. Roberts, the new TV champion.
And